5 times Piers Morgan and Alex Beresford clashed heads, papooses to diabolical behaviour. Piers Morgan and Alex Beresford's on-air clash today, which saw Piers storm off, isn't the first time the two have been at loggerheads. Piers Morgan and Alex Beresford came to blows during today's Good Morning Britain, the former storming off before making his re-entry. Piers has been ranting on air and online about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's interview with Oprah Winfrey, claiming he was sickened by the 2-hour trash-a-thon. But Alex, who has a black father and white mother, was having none of it. Having been invited to discuss the interview by Piers himself, he explained why he has sympathy for the couple. He later addressed the clash on Twitter, telling fans, "I wish I had the privilege to sit on the fence. In order for me to do that, I would have to strip myself of my identity, and that's not something I can do. It's not any of our places to pick apart claims of racism in order to make us to feel more comfortable. It's the most heated the clash the two have ever been embroiled in, but it's far from the first." Piers' infamous 2019 rant about men wearing baby-carrying papooses sparked a considerable backlash after James Bond actor Daniel Craig was spotted carrying his newborn in one. And Alex clapped back as well, revealing he'd carried son Cruise in one when he was just a baby. "If this is the future of mankind, then we are dead," Piers remarked. GMB bosses then launched a poll to determine who was the more attractive, Piers or Alex, as the papoose debate blazed on. Thick women would prefer Beresford, dimwit Beresford with his papoose and his tattoos, Piers insisted. "Any woman with a brain would pick me." Alex swept up 70% of the vote. Last month, Piers and Alex insisted they've never watched each other's work. While Piers was absent for the half-term break, Alex told that he would be watching Piers Morgan's Life Stories that evening, featuring guest Chris Eubank. "I've never actually watched Piers' Life Stories before," he told Charlotte Hawkins. And when Charlotte asked if he thought he'd get away with it, Alex joked that he rarely sees Piers these days anyway. Piers took to Twitter with a salty clap back. And when Charlotte asked if he thought he'd get away with it, Alex joked that he rarely sees Piers these days anyway. This came after a bit of on-air smack talk in January. When Piers claimed that Alex is far from being the greatest weatherman of all time, Alex quipped, "Well, the great news is that Piers is not here tomorrow, but the bad news is that the weather is pretty testing out there." Meanwhile, when Piers asked Alex how the weather would be during the 2019 Cricket World Cup, Alex said, "I don't work for you." Today saw their biggest clash to date. Alex defended the couple and expressed sympathy after experiencing covert and overt racism in so many occasions. He also told that he had been asked what shade of cocoa his child would be after Meghan's claim that a member of the royal family had quizzed her on Archie's ethnicity. He told Piers he knows he's not racist, but accused him of diabolical behaviour in his coverage. Before that, Piers had tweeted images of both Meghan and Wallis Simpson, whose marriage to King Edward VIII saw him abdicate the throne. "I think it's maybe time to ban our princes from marrying American women," he wrote. Alex clapped back to say he should give pregnant Meghan a break.